Okay, so now we're finishing up the review, and again, just to clear up something yesterday, I had updated this to be 57, but in the video I kept this as 67 instead, so that was my mistake. So these are the updated answers. So the 57 is what B is, which is the HFG answer. So again, basically just doing 90 minus 33 to get that. And then the other thing we're looking for is angle capital E. So that's this one. So then we just do 54 minus 33 to get 21. And we also need the G answer, which is over here. And we do 126 minus 57. And that's how you get 69. Or you can add these two angles together and you get 111, and then 180 minus 111 is 69. So those are your updated answers for that. Any questions? Okay. All right, so y'all got pretty far yesterday. We're on number 19. 19. Okay, so on this one, you're given a proof, and remember, this part is basically a duplicate of this part, but this is the one we want to use because it's multiple choice. I'm not crossing out the given or the proof statement, but I did cross out the proof since it's down here. Now, you're basically given L is parallel to K and M is parallel to K. So this says since L is parallel to K, so let's mark that. Since L is parallel to K, then angle 2 equal angle 1 by, out of these, that'd be corresponding angles. Because you got an exterior, you skip one, and then you got an interior. So that's going to be corresponding angles. So you could just put CORR if you want. But you just got to mark it here, corresponding. And then we know that M is parallel to K. So let's put two of them for here and here. So that would tell us 1 is congruent to 3. So 1 is congruent to 3. Again, on this, they're corresponding angles, but this is like one of the trickier ones because you've got a corresponding angles answer and you've got a converse of corresponding. What we're doing is we're trying to prove lines parallel. We don't know they are yet, and so you've got to use the converse. So the converse of corresponding. So the difference is, if it's corresponding, then we say if lines parallel, then corresponding angles equal. And then the converse of corresponding would be if your corresponding angles are equal, then your lines are parallel. And so it's just the opposite logic. You just reverse it. And so in this one, it's the converse because we need to prove that the lines are parallel. Any questions about that? Okay. And then number 20. This one, we have a triangle and we have x, so you would add all of these to 180. So we've got 94 plus 42 plus x equal 180. And from there, just add on the left side, 94 and 42 adds up to 136. And then you subtract 136, so you get x is 44. So that's what the missing angle is. And if you want to check your answer, you basically do 42 plus 94 plus 44. (42 plus 94 plus 44), and you get 180. That's how you know you did it right. Any questions? Okay, 21. This one, you're talking about quadrilateral PLAN, and you've got two acute angles in a row, which is a little unusual. So this one's going to be like a trapezoid. You're going to have an acute angle going this way that's 56. You're going to have an acute angle going this way, which is 43. And then you've got two obtuse angles. And so the A is 137 and the N is 124. So the first step, once we do that, is to add these two together. We do 124 plus 56, and that's 180. And do 137 plus 43. So again, we get 180. So the lines that are parallel would be the PL and the NA, or AN. So that's the top choice. What type of angles are these? Are they same side interior, alternate interior, exterior, or corresponding? Are they on the same side of the transversal or different? To answer that, think about this being your transversal, and then they are on the same side. So would that be same side interior, or would that be corresponding? Is it an exterior and an interior? It's just interior. Yeah, good. So that'd be same side interior. Good job. Any questions about that? Okay, on 22, this is more simple. Remember, these would be your remote interior, and this is your exterior. And basically, you just add those numbers together, 59 plus 55. If you want to be more official and set it up, you could have said angle 1 equal 59 plus 55. But it's basically the same thing. So you get 114. So if you want to use an equation, bless you, if you want to use an equation you can, or if you just want to add traditionally. Okay, so that's 22. 23, again, we're just looking for an interior angle in this case, so add these and then subtract from 180. So 93 and 50 is 143. And then 180 minus 143 is 37. And again, if you want to check it, you could add these three together to get 180. Just as a reasonable answer check, if you stopped at 143, it would not have made sense, because then you'd have angles in your triangle bigger than 180. And they have to be 180 in Euclidean triangles. Okay. Then this one, given these two numbers, 72 plus 31, we get 103. So your exterior part would be 103, which would be this one and this one. The other part you have to subtract from 180 for it to make sense because of being a linear pair. 180 minus 103, so you get 77 for both of those answers. What type of angles are X and Y?
Vertical.
Right, very good. Vertical angles, X and Y. Vertical angles, X and Y. So you have all kinds of combinations when you have like a little thing like this. You've got a linear pair here, a linear pair here, a linear pair here, and a linear pair here. Y'all remember a linear pair is basically just two angles that add to make a straight line. So you add up to 180. And you've also got two sets of vertical angles. You have the X and Y vertical angles and your 103 vertical angles. Any other comments or questions? Okay, 25. On this one, just add your 42 and 40. That gives you 82. So that'd be what angle 3 is, because that's your exterior. Remember how you tell what's your remote interior? The remote interior can't be touching the exterior, so 4 is not remote interior. 4 is not remote interior. But you could say angle 3 equals 40 plus 42 because those two are remote interior. Okay, so we've got 82 for that answer. And then what do we get for angle 4? (180 minus 82). Right. So angle 4 is 98. Again, to check your work, you could add all these three to 180. And it worked. Number 26, we've got 4 supplementary to 5. So my first step on this type problem would be circle where my angles are. And then you want to darken your transversal. And remember, the transversal has to touch both of those angles that we're talking about. And so then if that's your transversal, then R with the transversal helps form angle 4, and S with the transversal helps form angle 5. So these are same side interior, and it's R parallel to S. So there is just one answer. I know on some of the MathXLs, some people tried to put 2 or 3 answers, but if it's only one angle pair, meaning if it's only 2 angles, then you can't have more than one answer. So this says N parallel to S, which doesn't make sense at all based on how it looks. M parallel to R doesn't make sense based on how it looks. M and N do look parallel, but 4 and 5 can't be used for alternate exterior. So that's how you know, basically. So that's just going to be B. Any questions? Okay, then 27, if two angles are 91 and 14, what's the third? So do 91 plus 14, get 105, and then 180 minus 105 is 75. So whenever you're looking for your third angle, whether it's a picture or a paragraph, take the same approach. Because this is basically the same thing as this question up here. Just this one has a picture. Any questions? Okay. Then the last one, it's talking about 2 supplementary to 3. So there's your 2 and 3, so we circle it, and then darken our transversal. So it's got to be A parallel to B, because A and B help form those angles. And then what type are 2 and 3? SS. Are they interior or exterior? Yes, interior. Same side interior. Okay. So that's the end of the problems. I just want to do one quick thing down here to remind you guys. That'd be corresponding, which is equal. That'd be alternate interior, which is equal. I'm not going to give every single one because you could have had these two also, or those two for correspondent. And you could have had 1 and 2, or you could have had 3 and 4 right there, but I'm not going to go through that. Just keep it simple. Your same side interior would be like this, either both on the left or on the right. So on same side interior, they are supplementary. So it's equal to 180. And same side exterior would be the same way. So that'd be equal to 180. So again, think of them being on the same side of the transversal, but one high up and one lower. So those are same side exterior. And then the other one is alternate exterior. Like that. And those are equal. So if you want to copy a sheet like this and use on your test, you can, or you could just use your reteaching or vocab notes. That might help you a little bit. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Remember also these could rotate like that. And so again, that's corresponding, that's same side interior, so forth. So whether it's rotated or not, you know, those are good examples.